This week, some of our favourite adventures from Southeast Asia.
777 steps.
From the top of a Buddhist temple
And here we come to a bridge.
to a bone shaker in the Cambodian jungle.
Oh, wow.
From the traffic jams of Manila
You don't want a distracted driver. The traffic here is a little bit crazy.
Hi Bunma, hi Pearl.
to baby macaques in Thailand.
Bunma, don't try and steal pearls. Hi, and welcome to Tokyo. Well, travel is certainly a long way off what it was this time last year, but that's not stopped us from digging deep and pulling out some of our favourite trips from the archives for another airing. And this week, we're revisiting one of my favourite parts of the world, Southeast Asia.
Home to some of the world's most incredible beaches, food, and of course, wildlife.
Well, over a year ago, I visited Thailand to find out why campaigners, along with social media giants, were asking people to think first before snapping a selfie with a wild animal.
I'm heading to the Wildlife Friends Foundation, 3 hours drive south of Thailand's capital, Bangkok, to find out what's being done to help animals that have been used in the tourist industry. The 165-acre complex houses a rescue centre and Thailand's first wildlife hospital. There's also a refuge for elephants. So there are plenty of photo opportunities. If I go on Instagram and search for, say, elephant selfie, under that hashtag there's almost 15,000 posts. But when I click on that hashtag, I get a warning that says, protect wildlife on Instagram. Animal abuse and the sale of endangered animals or their parts is not allowed on Instagram. The page asks the poster to be wary when paying for photo opportunities with exotic animals. It's an issue charities are trying to tackle on the ground. So how big a problem are these animal selfie pictures?
It's huge, it's huge. Let me just show you a few of the things that I've come across with my time working here in Thailand. Example, here we have a gibbon being used as a photo prop animal. It's very, very common to see a baby gibbon or a slow loris being carted around by a guy, and people will pay maybe 100 or 200 baht to have that 1 second selfie. And sadly, it's a lifetime for that animal. There's a few more here. This is a liger.
What's he riding on?
This is a liger.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a cross between a tiger and a lion. The liger is the biggest wild cat you can have, but this guy's riding it. A lot of these animals are just beaten into submission. So this animal here you can't see unless I zoom, but look, he's on a very, very short chain. And this is a family, look. We don't know if that animal's got diseases or vice versa. These guys could have a common cold, and that's very easy for it to be transmitted between the great apes.
Infant animals are particularly vulnerable to the photo prop trade. Here in the Wildlife Hospital, babies that have been rescued or abandoned are cared for in the nursery. In the wild, these animals would hold on to their mothers throughout infancy. So they instinctively cling on to each other to try and recreate the warmth and security they would normally get from their parents.
Hi
This
guys.
is our baby long-tailed macaque,
Wow.
Bunma and Pearl, one male and one female.
Hi Bunma, hi Pearl. So have I got Bunma?
This one Bunma and
Bunma, why does he want that one? Don't try and steal pearls.
so the owner brought her from like market. It means like her mother was killed by poacher.
So sad.
Yeah, so sad.
It's nice that they've got each other now.
Yeah, they know like they have each other's. That's good thing for them.
Look at these sweet little baby macaques, Pearl and Bunma. I love how they're so affectionate with each other. Oh, it's too young to be separated from their mother.
Removing a young animal from its parents impacts their behaviour for life. Tom takes me to meet 2 Indonesian orangutans whose staff are trying to reteach wild habits to. Maggie was found abandoned near the rescue centre. Chico grew up in the photo prop industry and was then kept as a pet. He was given to the team here when he became too big to handle.
We have carers, Sean and Tua, who bring Maggie and Chico into the forest every day, and we encourage them to climb in the trees, usually by throwing fruits into the trees, wrapped in vines or something like that. We were hoping that he would copy Maggie, who is more wild. Chico is a little bit more fond of humans. He's coming to say hello now.
Okay.
Hey, Chico.
Should I be worried?
It's okay, just
Hi,
stay
Chico.
just stay calm.
Oh.
Just stay calm.
Hello. Okay. Yes. Oh, Chico's holding my hands. Yes. Hello, Chico. Oh, hi. Hi. I think Chico likes my shoes. I didn't quite expect that human interaction. He's almost like a small child. Does that hark back to the days when he was used as a photo prop or even a pet?
He would have been poached from the wild as a very young infant. He's been with humans most of his life. We're trying to erase that to a certain extent. But the stark reality of a photo prop animal, it's not all fun and games like we just saw then. Yes, he was having fun with you, but if he was to do that to a tourist, he would get beaten with a stick, and that's how they can control these animals.
So Chico could probably never be released back into the wild?
I wouldn't like to say never, but it would be a long process to rehabilitate him to a state where he would be a release candidate.
Fun times. Well, that was over a year ago now. So let's check in with the Wildlife Friends Foundation, and I've got Tom on the line from Thailand. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Hi, Carmen. Yeah, doing okay.
I remember from my visit there that your foundation relied so much on tourists and their volunteer efforts. It must have been a pretty tough year.
Yeah, right now we've closed completely. The guests that come and visit us and the people that come and stay at our eco resort could not come anymore. So our income went from being sustainable to basically zero. We are running from month to month. We currently have funds that are going to take us up to the end of February. And of course, if an animal comes through the door, we have to be here. And there are still 700 mouths here that need feeding and taking care of every day.
Wow. Do we have an update on some of the animals that I caught up with? How are Maggie and Chico?
Maggie and Chico have moved into a huge open top enclosure. When you were here last time, we were in the forest with them. They were still at forest school stage. So we were taking them out of an enclosure they were in at night time every day for walks into the forest. But they now have a huge forested area. Boonma and Pearl were the two infant baby macaques. They moved in with a surrogate mother, an adult macaque. Her name is Madney. They have a mother figure who can teach them how to behave.
Oh, that's lovely. Thanks so much for your time. Next up, we're heading to the Philippines, where Mike jumped on board Manila's most colourful mode of transport.
One of the first things you realize when you land in Manila is the traffic is awful. Hurry. With no metro and a very limited bus and train service, the backbone of its public transport is currently this. It's a jeepney. The design's modeled on the US Jeeps that were abandoned here and repurposed after the Second World War. To this day, there's still the best way to get around. The problem is, the system's quite tricky for a newcomer to get to grips with. Okay, as I weave my way through the traffic that's now on the sidewalk, I'm looking for one that says Liberdad. And so there should be, in paint, on one of these, the place I'm looking for. Liberdad. This must be it. If you have a smartphone, it makes things a lot easier. There's an app called sakai.ph where you can put your origin and your destination. So in this case, Intramuros is where we are. We want to go to Liberdad. It tells us to walk to right here, where the jeepneys are. The ride's going to be an hour. It's going to be about a $1. That's not bad, actually. It's pretty cheap. We're taking this journey on a weekend when the roads are quieter. During the week, the jams can go on for miles. And I soon discover that if you sit right behind the driver, you're expected to help him out. 10 pesos. So how the system seems to work is, as the people come on, the money starts to flow, and it all comes through me. because you don't want a distracted driver, especially in the streets of Manila, because the traffic here is a little bit crazy. So it is my first time on a jeepney today.
Okay.
I am wondering if you have any tips for me.
It's better to sit beside the driver.
Because more fresh air.
It's more fresh air. At the same time, it will prevent the whiplash effect of the long jeepney.
I see. So
the whiplash effect.
Almost like a fish's tail, right? Okay, so it's more stable in the front.
Keep your bag.
Keep your bags close.
Yeah, always. It's always.
Always here.
Yeah.
If you want to tell the driver to stop, just stop and tap on the roof.
One more time. So let's go.
No, that's stop.
That's stop.
2 is go.
And let's go. I can do that maybe about 6 times before my fingernail feels like it wants to pop right off.
Mike there getting to grips with Manila's traffic jams. Well, next up, a slightly more leisurely way of travelling when Henry took something called a bamboo train in Cambodia.
All right, so this is ours, huh?
This is it.
Okay, jump aboard.
Seat 1A and 1B.
First class, as some would say. Excellent. All right. So it's a pretty simple engine, is it?
Very simple, yeah.
I hope we're going to be all right. Is it fast?
Fast enough.
The origins of this railway go back to colonial times, but it eventually fell into disrepair and was left half forgotten. That meant that the Khmer Rouge overlooked the obsolete line as they destroyed the rest of the country's public transport infrastructure. Once the regime fell, locals hacked through the jungle to clear the tracks and then started their own makeshift railway. And it's still running today.
So this is quite distinct, actually. I've noticed that they're not wooden beams. What is the track made of?
Iron and steel. It was built by the French in the 1890s and it's survived all this time.
I love how rustic it is, but you still get that kind of, where the track meets each other, that typical train sound and feel. This is the life.
It is.
And how long have the locals been using such sort of services, I guess?
About 30 years since peace came to the area, and it was the only way for many of these people to get into town. And here we come to a bridge.
So this is a bridge. Whoa! Oh wow! It's rather precarious.
This is a railway where you'll find no timetable, no signal boxes, and no ticket inspectors. And also, very little in the way of passenger comfort.
I think we've hit a bit of a problem. We've got somebody coming the other way.
Oh my God. No, there's a simple rule. The train with the most goods or people on it has right of way, and you're going to find out what's going to happen right now.
Right on the bridge, the best place to stop. Yeah. Platform itself gets lifted off and you're left with these wheels kind of just dangling around. Bonjour. So it's something like this kind of, did you come specifically to Battambang to experience the bamboo train?
Yes, when we talk about a train, we imagine really a carriage, not this kind of thing.
But there's a lot of work actually. It's not like a luxurious kind of trip. No. There is some work to it. You got to get off. You got to get on.
Yes. That's part of the experience.
There's a truckload, or should I say a trainload of these tourists sort of coming by. So it's pretty evident that this is a very popular form of transport in these parts.
Well, that was Henry taking the scenic route there. Well, stay with us because still to come on the travel show.
I should have bought a spare pair of socks.
Why Rajan's moaning about his socks.
Boiled snails.
And one of the world's remotest food festivals.
Next up, we're off to rural Myanmar, where Rajan visited a holy Buddhist temple known for its cheeky inhabitants.
I'm heading to a pilgrimage site that is so uniquely Burmese, Mount Popa. It's a volcanic rock over 700 metres high. I can just about see it through the fog. Meet the macaque monkeys of Popa. Yes, cute at first, but there are 2,000 of them, and I must admit, the novelty wears off. Okay, 777 steps. Let's go. First, like all religious sites in Myanmar, it's shoes off.
Shoes here, yeah. Soaking wet. I should have bought a spare pair of socks.
And you do wonder who's really in charge here.
A little bit spooky, if you ask me. People are actually being attacked by the monkeys. Landing on their heads and stuff.
The climb is steep and not helped by the fact that some of the steps are covered in monkey droppings. But the view going up is incredible. Golden pagodas peeking through the swirling mist. It's a surreal experience.
Okay, I've climbed the 777 steps to the top of Mount Popa, this ancient spiritual shrine.
And because of that mist, it's eerily beautiful.
That was Rajan in Myanmar. Well, lastly this week, we're off to the jungles of Malaysia, where Mike visited one of the world's most remote food festivals.
Actually, we're catching the eye of a lot of the locals because there's not that many foreigners, surprise, surprise, in this part of the world. I don't know half of the foods here today, and that is quite exciting for me. A local farmer called DAYANG offers to show me around.
Would you like to try our dure?
I don't know what dure
is. One of the
is.
local exotic vegetable found here in Bario.
It's a plant that lives in the jungle?
Yes.
I could eat that all day. That's delicious. But it's got like, I was thinking it was going to taste like spinach. It doesn't taste like spinach at all.
Okay.
It tastes like much heartier than spinach would.
Would you like to try the akap?
Yeah, we can try the akap. So akap looks like to be boiled snails.
Yeah, it's found in
you can't see.
paddy field here.
Smells like boiled snails too.
This is how we do it. And
So
then
this lives in the jungle as well. You suck it out.
there you are.
Just like that. So you bit it first.
Yeah, just a bit, not too much.
It's a little stuck on my teeth. Okay. And you just suck it.
Yes.
Just suck it right out. There we go.
How do you find it? The taste must be fantastic.
I wouldn't use that word, but it's not bad. It's very chewy. This is classic traditional Kalabit food sourced from the surrounding area. Welcome to Bario. DAYANG takes me to her farm, where she grows one very important ingredient. It's cool because each plant has one pineapple?
Yes. So it will take about 1 year to ripe.
But this one looks ripe. This yellow one.
Yeah, with the color is a golden yellow.
So can we pick one? How do we pick one?
Sure, you can just pluck it.
I am gonna have puncture wounds after this, but it's okay.
Yes.
Hey, that was easy.
That was
And twist?
easy because it's a golden ripe pineapple.
Da 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 da.
Yes, it is very sweet.
Look at this, my very first pineapple.
Oh.
Back at the festival, locally grown pineapples have been made into jams, juices, and even pineapple cider. Down the hatch. It's a little chunky. How many of these do I have to drink to, have a really good day?
I'm not sure.
No. Shall we find out? I'm not joking, I'm joking. Since it started in 2006, the festival has celebrated both the cuisine and the culture of the Highlands. Up top, there are some bags with soda pop, cookies. The point is to climb up to the top, grab your prize, and come back down.
Excuse me, sir.
That means it's my turn.
Okay, you can go. Give him a big clap.
So
that's slowly from the bottom. Yeah.
Freestyle.
Yeah, freestyle.
Okay, here we go.
Come on, good try. Come on. You can grab.
As the games continue, my form doesn't really improve.
Come on, baby. Come on, try.
It was by a feather that we lost. A game that I'm not bad at. I think it's my height advantage. Everyone gets a shot, or hold on, let's watch. That's way farther than mine. I guess you might think that coming so far away, you wouldn't be able to make friends, or it might be a strange tourist experience. But I always find it's some of the best ones. When you come to these remote places, there's not many foreign tourists, so people are just so accepting and grateful that you're here, and they'll share everything with you.
Right, that's all for this week. Coming up next time.
RAJAN's here to look at the uphill battle Europe's ski resorts have faced during this winter of lockdowns and closures.
This bridge is the only way up to the village.
And visits a beautiful Italian hilltop village that's fighting for its future.
It's a pretty stunning entrance as well, isn't it?
Well, until then, you can catch our more recent episodes on the BBC iPlayer. And we're on social media too. Just search BBC Travel Show and you won't be far off. But until next time from chilly Japan, stay safe, keep planning, and we'll see you soon.